Palia official announcement trailer. What is this? This is really nice. Wow. It's almost like a more polished Valheim even. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe like Breath of the Wild a little bit. Made by Pixar. Wow. That's incredible. Okay. It's a harvest golem. It's a harvest golem.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, I like the game already. You get to cut down trees. Oh wow, so you make your own house, you can buy decorations? Holy shit, this is nice. It's like in between Animal Crossing and Valheim. Damn, she got a fat ass too. This is a good trailer. We should play this game. Wow. Palia. Welcome home. Pre-alpha starting soon. That's really cool.
Palia is an upcoming MMORPG just announced and is calling itself a community-focused game. Palia will be coming to PC for pre-alpha and eventually be on every platform possible. The project was just revealed with a short trailer as of June 3rd, 2021, but some news outlets had the opportunity to participate in a press event a few weeks ago. In this video, I will be going over the info we have so far, and honestly, this game looks great. I'm just going to throw that one out there straight away. Okay, so of course we have like no footage of this game whatsoever other than like a 1:50
like
trailer, which I don't want to just repeat over and over again. So most of the footage in this is going to be of other MMOs, and you can find a pinned comment in the comment section that will tell you which MMOs are at which time if you are curious. The basic description of the game from the developer's mouth is, quote, think Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley with elements from the open world adventure genre. Influences for the project include Breath of the Wild for creative direction, The Sims for gameplay elements, and multiplayer aspects of Minecraft. And obviously this sounds like a very ambitious idea, so how can they be expected to deliver, and who are the developers? Well, this is coming from Singularity 6, a 50-person studio comprised mostly of staff from Riot, Blizzard, and Zynga, and they're trying to deliver a totally unique experience in the MMO landscape. The game honestly looks beautiful, a style that a lot of people call the Breath of the Wild-like, due to the graphics, aesthetics being very similar. And according to Massively OP, the game will be very MMO, but without much in common with the combat grinders and murder hobo sims that we're used to.
What's a murder hobo sim? Are we playing a murder hobo sim? I don't even know what the fuck this is. Kill things? Okay. Oh, so it's like, I get it, because you don't know where you live and you just run around killing things. So you don't have a house and you kill murder hobo. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds like the perfect chill social MMO experience to me.
Yeah.
And the risk to us, absolutely nothing, as this studio is apparently well funded via private investment.
Wow.
It's really rare we get to hear about a new MMORPG, especially from Western developers.
That's great.
From a group of AAA people that are already funded and aren't relying on us in any way to fund via a Kickstarter campaign or ponying up for an alternate version of the game up front. Thank you very much, John Smedley and EverQuest Next for that one. But what do you do in Palia? What is the game? What does a community-focused MMO look like? Well, exploring, fishing, cooking, farming, climbing, and hunting are a few of the activities mentioned. And according to the developers, quote, Palia is a community sim massively multiplayer online game set in a high fantasy world with robust online multiplayer features and a third-person perspective that adds a new layer of depth to the sim genre, giving players a deep community experience in a vibrant, living world.
I feel like as long as players can interact with each other well in these kinds of games, I would consider that a success. Like, that's really cool. But, like, it has to give that ability to let players interact with each other and do that kind of stuff. I think that's one of the coolest things.
Sounds
the
like
actual
a lot
like
of words
social
that don't
interactions.
mean a whole lot of stuff, but they expand upon this saying essentially, you'll be playing in a changing world that has an evolving narrative that will take years to fully unveil. Quote, Palia is a gorgeous, cozy world that constantly evolves and features deep customization systems, a compelling cast of non-playable characters, and a massive online community of other players to share and explore it with.
That's
you will
nice.
only be playing humans in this. There's no other races. So humans
That's
are a
fine with me.
legendary race, known for being powerful in
Totally
magic, but
fine
they
with
once
me.
disappeared from the world, and now they're back to build it up and do whatever they want to do. Customization is a massive focus of the game, both in your housing plot and your character, your house within your housing plot as well, boasting over 1,000 house decor items, and the ability to invite other players, invite your friends to come decorate it with you.
I think that's
You're going to
really
be joining
cool.
guilds, but instead of being called guilds, they'll be called neighborhoods. Pretty similar ideas, just different names. And there's no confirmation yet if there will be guild halls or things that you can do, such as collaborate on a larger communal area. But
yeah, that's what I was wondering, like making like a whole town together with other people. This yeah, you came to the wrong neighborhood, bitch. Just like somebody shows up and you kill them. I like that. So like the thing is, this does seem like it's a little bit of a like it's a Care Bear game, you know what I mean? So like I'm not about like a bunch of like like Care Bear shit, like PG game. Yeah, like I'm okay with some of that as long as the game's fun. That's really the only thing that matters, right? But I do like the idea of changing the entire paradigm in which like you're thinking about an MMO. Like that's really cool to me.
hopefully that's going to be in the game. You can also romance the waifu NPCs, so they already got their hooks in half the player base of current MMOs. And this apparently plays a factor in the actual game, as the NPCs are individuals that are out there living their individual lives with their own unique stories to explore.
Incredible.
And you can't just romance them, you can't just romance the waifus, you can also become friends with them too, so win-win for everybody involved. Now, what of the combat? Well,
Who
it's
would want to
entirely
do that?
optional. You can apparently play the whole game without ever engaging with the combat.
A friend zone simulator?
There's no PvP in the game, and in general, the developers stressed during a press event that the game is not supposed to be a pressure-filled environment, and you should not ever have to worry about death. That is not to say that...
That's going to be really hard for them to make the game compelling then. I wonder, like, what's going to motivate players to keep playing? Because even Minecraft, like, you can die in Minecraft. There's, like, enemies in Minecraft. Like, yeah, I don't know why everyone likes PvP. Well, I think a lot of people like PvP. It's just, the game doesn't need PvP, per se. Like, and they can have other types of things that are like PvP. But yeah, this does kind of, it's a little bit worrisome for sure.
Combat content will not be available, just that it's something that you don't have to engage with in the game, and it makes it sound like it's
Animal Crossing
essentially a
in the
side
MMO.
part of an overall game which would tell you to just exist and do whatever activities you want to do. You don't have to do anything. They do plan to have dungeon-style content in the game at some point, but it will likely be later in the game's life. It will have a lot of open-world exploration, though. In terms of progression, we don't know a whole lot, but according to the MMORPG.com article, quote, you can develop skills in the areas you want to complement your Palia identity. This sense of identity was one focus of the presentation. As an example, you could choose to be a dragon monk. When I asked if the game was class or skill-based, they reiterated that it was about the flexibility of building the character how a player wanted with the skills that they have. So most likely a skill-based system with a robust wardrobe/cosmetic system.
Yeah.
It sounds exactly what I was expecting. Just get dropped into a world where you are told, you live here, now go do whatever it is you want to do. Get better at the things as you do them, and be part of the world.
Reminds me a lot of like Valheim with no
server
combat.
size, how MMO will it be? But each article I went over had a section where they mentioned the ability to cross-server group with people very easily, so I assume it will be smaller
play
servers.
with each other.
In terms of monetization, which of course is going to be a real big sticking point always, no one had any real indicator for what to expect here. But with the game being focused on customization and years of content planned, they're calling the game a live service game, which of course any MMO would be. A cash shop with cosmetics would make complete sense and likely make them a ton of money from people wanting to make their cute little avatar characters in housing look the best possible.
I think
they said they will discuss monetization later, so we'll have to keep an eye on it, and I'll post an update once we get more information on pretty much anything related to this game. This seems to be most of the information we have now, unfortunately, except that the game will be available for testing soon, and you can go to the official website and sign up for the pre-alpha testing right now. So look in the video description for that link. When I saw this and the fact it is already close to playable, does not require our funding, and is an actual unique idea in a genre that is absolutely desperate for new ideas, I got genuinely excited a little bit. It is really...
It's like, that's the thing, is like the idea of like no combat and like no PvP and stuff, I think is like super off-putting for people. And it's going to be hard for me to get over that too. But at the same time, at least giving people, like, it's a new idea. I think that's really why I would be anticipating this, is because it's just simply a developer trying something different.
So rare that we can say, yeah, this looks like it has an actual shot to shake things up a little bit and deliver something we don't currently have.
Yeah.
Most of the things that we have that come out nowadays are just something else that's been reskinned a few times. Even if this is going to be a little bit niche in terms of the overall MMO market, in terms of people not wanting to play something that's not super focused on combat and, you know, the vertical progression and things like that.
Yeah.
This is a huge appeal globally for other people. If you think about how popular games like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, things like that are, this is a big deal if done well. I'm not someone who needs X, Y, or Z in a game to appreciate it. So long as it immerses me in the experience, in a well-made version of this could definitely deliver that. Some of the things that I miss most about the MMO genre are the social aspects of just feeling like you are part of the world, part of the community. And if you can deliver that, I'm definitely sold. So thanks as always for watching. Leave me a like, comment, subscription if you're not already. All these things cost you absolutely nothing, take 2 seconds to do, and really help me out in the algorithm so I can afford to dress my waifus in the nicest cash shop items possible. A very important cause, as I'm sure you can all understand. I have Twitch where you can come talk to me.
Yeah, you can only buy lingerie on the cash shop.
A Patreon where you can toss a few coins to the MMO Watcher, and a Discord where you can come and join a community full of cool people that do cool things. Appreciate you. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe out there. We out. Peace.
So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah, what do y'all think? Positive or what? I think it sounds boring. I mean, the thing is that, like, that's because for a lot of us it is gonna be boring. Like, a lot of us probably don't give a shit about that stuff, and it's not gonna have like that same level of excitement as like a new MMO like Ashes of Creation or New World or something like that. Like, you're totally right. But even then, I still feel like it'll be fun to play if it's well designed. It's like Valheim. A lot of people play Valheim purely for like the building aspect and like the world. Like, it's not about the combat. Like, the combat in Valheim is actually pretty, it's pretty fucking simple. So I don't feel like it's impossible for something like that to succeed, especially whenever you think about like Animal Crossing and these other games and how well they've done in the past. Like, look at those games, and I would assume that these games could also do well. The thing is, like, if the game has, like, no worry about death, I think it's, like, a totally different, like, it's a totally different experience. Like, how do you make a game where you don't have to worry about dying and there's, like, no real lose condition, you know what I mean? Like, that's definitely an issue. Non-combat MMO, first-person Sims. Well, it's a third-person game, so it's not going to be first-person. But I think that, like, having this, like, The Sims is really popular too, right? I mean, like, yeah, I guess your Sims can die, but I feel like most of the time whenever people's Sims die, it's because they killed them. So it's like, it's on purpose. I think that a lot of people are writing this off a little bit too easily, and we have to keep in mind that sometimes, obviously, these games that aren't necessarily exactly what we would have expected. It's like, for example, I think Valheim's a good point. Valheim, if you look at Valheim, the game looks like absolute dog shit. But if the game is good, and the combat and the gameplay is good, that's what really matters more than anything. And that's what I'll always say, is like gameplay over everything.